Welcome back to ESBR Boxing YouTube channel. Delighted to be joined by Niall. Niall, we've just witnessed a cracking British super lightweight title fight between Jack Rafferty and Mark Chamberlain. I mean, went the full 12 rounds, a majority draw. Two judges had it 114 apiece. One judge had it by a round in favour of Mark Chamberlain. But yes, a majority draw, an absolutely cracking contest, thoroughly enjoyable from the very first minute of the first round right to the death of the 12th round, right to the um, final seconds. It was an absolutely incredible fight. Yeah, just your initial thoughts on the fight, and we'll maybe come on to the cards in a wee bit in a wee second. But yeah, first and foremost, your thoughts on the fight.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? It was just, people expected big things from it, and I think it even exceeded those expectations. It was a great domestic clash. You could even say maybe a fight of the year contender, who knows? But incredible performance from both men, to be honest with you. Chamberlain boxed brilliantly, um, especially early on. I love how he kept it long. I love how he mixed up his combinations to head and body. But I got a sense, like kind of early to mid rounds, that he was having to work a lot harder than Jack Rafferty to keep Rafferty off him. And I just thought Rafferty would break him down like he started, like he did do. But I don't know how Rafferty didn't get the stoppage at some stages during that, his kind of systematic breakdown of Chamberlain, his body work. He had Chamberlain literally sucking in air from everywhere that he could. I don't know how he stayed up, but yeah, Chamberlain dug in, continued to outbox him, incredibly tough, and yeah, outstanding. I know we're going to talk about the cards, but it's one of those that we get a lot of controversy about. Wide cards, too wide, or somebody was robbed. I don't think you can have any complaints with those cards. It was the epitome of a draw. It was the absolute epitome of a draw or one round either way. It was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Mate, can't really add much more. I think if it's one of them where if you do think someone did enough, it is going to only be by a round. It's not going to be any more than that. That fight was just so close. Every round was competitive. I think you're right. I think Chamberlain did start well. It maybe surprised me a little bit. Started really well. Rafferty came on strong. Chamberlain got tired, was making to work very hard, but then right at the end, then Chamberlain looked like he hurt Rafferty as well. Rafferty had hurt Chamberlain. I mean, it was a great fight, and you know what? It's one of them where I reckon when both of the fighters, if they say they watch it back tomorrow or whenever they watch it back, I don't think they'll complain about a draw either. I think it's one of them where they're like, "Oh, yeah, maybe I could have won," but at the same time, the Ferry could have very much could have easily lost as well. So draw, yeah, probably a fair result. So we may as well come on to the scorecards now, mate. How did you score that contest? We're both of you and I have said here that a draw is a fair result, but personally, how did you actually score it?
I had a 115, 114 Chamberlain. I thought Chamberlain just edged it. But again, as I say, cannot argue with the draw. And if Rafferty had got it by one, can't argue with that either. As I say, Chamberlain started brilliantly, and then withstood the pressure. I don't know how he withstood that pressure for 12 rounds from Rafferty. Rafferty landed the more effective shots. You could say the more kind of damaging blows. But I just think Chamberlain outboxed him at the crucial stages and outboxed him enough to just edge it. But again, that's just like barely, it's one round, and there were so many such close rounds there. But yeah, I expected a Rafferty stoppage. I thought it was only going one way at one stage with a Rafferty stoppage, but Chamberlain just dug in. The cuts as well that we haven't mentioned is, that can't have helped. An early cut was opened and then more, and they were having an effect. And then the body work of Rafferty, but yeah, Chamberlain incredibly tough, and I think yeah he outboxed him just enough at the crucial stages and dug in to get it done on my card. But again, no complaints there whatsoever.
Yeah, can totally see how you've came to that conclusion. I actually well, I suppose I gave it 115, 113, so didn't give any draw rounds, but I mean, probably could have given 12 drew rounds, you know what I mean? It was that close of a fight. I just don't sometimes like giving drawn rounds, so I think I had it 7-5 Rafferty, but like, rough, it's a couple of rounds in it either way. I may be giving Rafferty a round where I'm literally giving him the round for maybe one more meaningful punch than Chamberlain scored. Like, it was just so close. Great fight. And as we've said about 10 times now already, just no real complaints about the scorecard. And like, I don't think anyone at the corner teams, the fighters, don't think that they'll be massively throwing the toys out of the pram, or there won't be any uproar, put it that way. Normally, if there's maybe a draw after a fight, we often see that one side maybe feels they've done more than enough to win it. I don't think that was the case there. I think they both say, "Oh, well, it was a cracking fight. They put on a treat for the fans, and they'll potentially do it again." Yeah, the cuts you mentioned there were, yeah, interesting. I think I didn't, yeah, they didn't really kind of forgotten about that just with the chaos of the fight. But yeah, definitely played a part. I think I gave it more to Rafferty because I can't remember the exact rounds now, but there was a spell of like 5 rounds nearly in a row where I gave Rafferty just because that, as you said, it looked like he was, about to get forced to stoppage at that point. But then Chamberlain just dug a little deeper, found a little bit more when it didn't look like he had anything. So yeah, really good fight. And yeah, and we may as well come on to it. And normally, we're sitting here reacting now. We've seen someone put in a stellar performance, a good win, and we're asking what's next. We're naming all these different fighters that we feel like they should get in the ring with next. But I mean, I'm going to ask you that now. What happens next for both of these men? Surely there's only one solution. Surely they have to run it back.
Yeah, absolutely. Expected to maybe come on here tonight and big up a Pierce O'Leary fight with Irish bias, big up the Pierce O'Leary European title fight for the winner. But yeah, I think, to be honest, if one of the fighters had have edged it, it would have been a rematch anyway. But I think a draw and it was even more of a perfect reason to set up a rematch. I think it has to be, makes perfect sense. And yeah, I think everybody would love to see it if it's like that. If it's like that first fight, yeah, it has to be. I'd edge Rafferty to maybe force the stoppage this time in the rematch. But if it's like that first fight, we've got a lot to look forward to. And I was thinking as well, hopefully Turkey Al Sheikh was watching his former favorite fighter, Mark Chamberlain. Was impressed with that performance, but yeah, definitely a rematch, and then the winner of that can go on to a Pierce O'Leary fight maybe.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think there's no other option really for either fighter. I think they'll both want it again. Both will feel that they could get the job done. I would agree with you. I did think Jack Rafferty was going to win this pre-fight. I thought he was maybe going to force the late stoppage. At times I thought I was going to be spot on. Obviously wasn't to be, but I feel like I would probably pick him again for a rematch. But again, it'd be such a close fight. It's a real fit. Pick him really, just based on that. You're not going in with any real confidence of one man over the other for the rematch. But I think just with those two guys, after those 12 rounds we've seen, like if there was to be a rematch next, just pick up in the 13th round straight away again. And it would be another absolute humdinger, I'm sure. So yeah, I'd say it will be a rematch. And as you said there, maybe the winner of that fight gets that Pierce O'Leary shot. If not Pierce O'Leary, maybe a few of the other super lightweights from UK shores. Who knows? But yeah, thanks very much. Now that's all we've got time for. Enjoyed that fight. Enjoyed the boxing that we watched tonight. Maybe a card that went under the radar, but definitely delivered two really good fights between Zach Miller and Leon Woodstock, and then obviously the main event there between Jack Rafferty and Mark Chamberlain at the Planet Ice in Altrincham. So yeah, guys, if you're watching this video and not doing so already, hit that subscribe button. All of your boxing needs up and under one roof. Daily content coming on a daily basis, should I say? Yeah, so please do like, comment as well. Let us know your thoughts on all of the videos that we're putting out there. Let us know how you felt that fight went. Do you think the draw was a fair enough score? Do you feel like maybe one fighter edged it? And obviously, do you want to see the rematch as well? Niall, appreciate your time as always, mate. Thanks for jumping on with me, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers, take care.